just hit record and then I'm going to get started. So kia ora koutou. So welcome to this session on getting started with the library. My name's Donna Tetchens and I'm joined by my colleague Anna Ormond, and we're from the Wellington Medical and Health Sciences Library. So on behalf of the library, I just want to extend a welcome to you as either new postgraduate students or returning postgraduate students. This is the first of our sessions on postgraduate library workshops. Just to give a little bit of background, these sessions were developed several years ago in recognition of the fact that many of our postgraduate certificate diplomas students bring a wealth of experience to the course or program of study, but it might have been some time since you studied. So these sessions are designed to act as a refresher. So even often at the start of the course, or you might be feeling a bit anxious or a bit overwhelmed, but just be reassured that you're not the only one by any means. So many of our students are just returning to study after a period of time away. So these sessions are designed to help you develop some of the skills necessary to be successful as a postgraduate student here at UOW. And do feel free to add any questions or comments to the chat as we go through. So just a little bit of an overview of what we're covering in this evening session. I call this the what we call the bread and butter session, really. So it's really important stuff. It's Anna's going to cover how to find a specific book or article using Keshu, our library catalogue, and also how to order books and book chapters. I'm going to cover briefly the types of information and what you should be focusing on in terms of your assignment. Also look at some common feedback from UOW conveners about the use of information in assignments. So that's the feedback that they have to give students. And we'll also go over how the library team can help you. So before I hand over to Anna, I just want to so in terms of the Wellington Medical and Health Sciences Library website, hopefully there are links to this in your Blackboard and Moodle papers, but you'll need to access it outside Blackboard and Moodle. So the easiest thing to do is just Google Wellington Medical and Health Sciences Library or Wellington Medical Library, and then just bookmark or favourite it so that you can keep coming back to it. So I'm actually just going to stop share now and pass over to you, Anna.
Right. It's lovely to be here with you tonight. Thanks, Donna. So I will just share my screen with you and oh, it's not letting me do that. Let's see. Right. Now, is everyone able to see the screen here? Wellington Medical and Health Sciences Library?
No, Anna, we can't see it.
Okay, I will just how's that? Is that no? No, it doesn't seem to was working just before. No, maybe Donna, if you do your part first, and then if we could come back to me, if that's okay.
Sorry, I've just muted myself. So this is about the different information types and what you should be using as postgraduate students. So loosely, information can be divided into sort of 4 broad categories. You've got popular information, scholarly publications, grey literature, and trade publications. At postgraduate level, it's mostly scholarly publications and grey literature that you should be using. So it's journal articles, particularly research articles, which are authoritative, give specific information, research-based. Academic books, they can be really, again, really useful in terms of specific information, but sometimes giving really useful background information. By grey literature, there's hundreds and hundreds of different types of grey literature, but generally what conveners will be looking for is reports, government and non-government reports, statistics, guidelines, policy. They're important because they can give a really good New Zealand context. Guidelines, policy, as I mentioned before, and also can provide really useful information in terms of populations that sometimes may not necessarily be studied in terms of or described in terms of the research article. But really importantly, only use if they come from authoritative organisations, because that's something that conveners say, is that they can see sometimes students are citing obscure websites, for example. So just be aware of that. Here we have popular information, which you can probably guess what that is. It's like news sites, social media, magazine articles. You really only use this if you're providing commentary on an issue. For example, the way the media has covered a particular topic, you might have an assignment that directs you to specifically looking at news sites, and so therefore it's absolutely fine to do that. But if it doesn't, then you should be sort of focused on scholarly publications or grey literature. The other thing, just in terms of news sites, is that we've had students, for example, research can sometimes be described and say, for example, on Stuff, they might run a story on a particular research article that's come out. Sometimes students have cited the research as it appears in those news articles. At postgraduate level, the expectation is that rather than cite the news article, that you actually go back to the original piece of research. And then here we've got trade publications, and so they're written for a specific group of professionals, generally to inform them. They cover news, reports, trends, events, experiences. And so examples here are Kaitiaki, the New Zealand Nursing Journal, New Zealand Doctor. They can provide really useful context on New Zealand issues, but they wouldn't be considered to be scholarly journal articles. So if your assignment asks you to find scholarly peer-reviewed articles, then these trade publications, and they do come up when you're using Google Scholar and some of the library databases, then they wouldn't fall into what we would describe as peer-reviewed scholarly information. So as a rule, what's expected at postgraduate level is that you for the most part, you're using scholarly publications like journal articles and good quality grey literature. I'm just going to talk very briefly about some of the feedback that conveners give to students, and they say this is really common. Generally, I hope that it emphasises the importance of learning how to locate scholarly information. So information cited isn't of a scholarly standard, and so generally I think that's a reflection of the fact that students probably don't know how to locate scholarly information. It's aimed at the wrong audience, and I talked about that before. So, for example, aimed at the information's aimed at patients rather than healthcare professionals. So not really complex enough to be citing at postgrad level. Information isn't current. So so often I think that is if you're using something called Google Scholar, and we'll be covering that in our searching for information session. You need to apply date limits because Google Scholar doesn't display things in a chronological order. They say really common is giving opinion statements and generalizations without backing that up with good quality references. This convener said a scattergun approach to grey literature, so obscure websites cited, and that goes back to what I was talking about. Make sure that you're using authoritative websites and reports if you're going to be using grey literature. And key evidence has been missed. Again, I think that probably reflects not actually knowing how to locate scholarly information. And this was something that conveners asked that this is emphasised. So students haven't consulted the original research, and by that they mean when you start to read journal articles in particular, you'll see that they cite other authors. And so these conveners said that it's really common to see that students, for example, will cite Goldfinch as these authors have cited it, basically. Again, go back to the original source. So look at the reference list, find the citation information for Goldfinch, and then you can go back to Kettle to the library catalogue to look up that particular author, particular article. So I'm just going to stop share and we'll see if Anna can share her screen.
So hopefully, I think it might be because you're recording, Donna, but let's see how we go. No, it's not going to let me. Donna, would you mind bringing up Kettle on your screen? If you could share your screen again, and I'll. So Kettle is the library catalogue. So we'll show you in just a moment when it comes up. Here we are. So if Donna could scroll down to this search box here, where we've got search Kettle, find articles, books, and journals. So this will be invaluable for your research purposes. I would suggest that it would be a useful starting point for anything you're doing. So what we'll do is, Donna, I'll get you to type in their ADHD and then space in NZ for New Zealand. So we're after information on attention deficit hyperactivity disorder in New Zealand. So we'll get Donna just to search that. Now, it says at the top line, it's searching everything. So what we're looking at here is you'll see a whole lot of lists on the left-hand side under tweak my results. So at the moment, we're looking at everything that's available in the library, online, open access. We're looking at for journal articles, review articles, and then under show more, we've got books, audio, book reviews, book chapters, all sorts of types of references there. And if Donna could scroll down, we'll see some other so date, we can select a particular date. So for my ADHD search, I'm after pretty recent information. So I'll ask Donna to put in there 2018 to 2024. So that means we're looking for pretty recent information. We're looking for everything we've got there. Okay, so I'll get Donna to search on that. And we'll get, if you go back to refine, I think Donna will, oops. So now we've got a whole lot of information here. The first one is a journal article. And that even though we put NZ in the title, we've got, this came from a New Zealand journal. So that's why that's coming up here. So if we decide that journal looks pretty good, we'll click on that title. And by going in through Kettle, if you're signed in with your university login, you'll have access to a whole lot of databases. So if we've got this journal article in one of our online databases, you should be able to have access to it here. Okay, so if Donna scrolls down, we've got the abstract there. And it looks like it's full text, and we've also got the PDF. If you look sort of in the sort of top middle of the screen, you can download the PDF of this one. So Donna will get you to scroll up again. So that's a journal article, and if you could go back for me, Donna, and we'll look for a book. Now you'll see on Keshu, we've got books and ebooks. So ebooks, you can obviously download, whereas books we can get sent to you. So if it's not available as an ebook, you can get access to it still. So if we scroll down there, Donna, and we'll look at books. Here we go. So does my child have ADHD? Now this one, we can see it's available at the Hocken Library, and it's only for use in the library. So unfortunately, that one we'd have to get via Interloan for you, because the Otago University copy is just for use in the library. But if we scroll down, there'll be, let's look for a book. We've got quite a few oversized books there that aren't a good example, but, oh, here we go. Donna's doing another search for me. So Louise Signal is one of our senior researchers in public health, I think, Donna. So she's written a huge amount of material. So we'll see if we can find a book that she's done. Oh, there we go. So we apply the filter for just books. And it looks like she's done a lot of ebooks. Here we go. So this book here we've got available in Wellington, and it looks like we've got a few copies of it. So that's a good sign. So we've got the button there for signing in. So if you sign in with your university login, that will give you access to it. So we'll scroll down, and if you want to scan a certain section of that book and have it sent, we can click on the scan request. So yep, lovely, thanks, Donna. Now in the citation, you need to put the article or chapter title and the page numbers you'd like. Now we can't scan unlimited quantities for you, so it's up to 10% of a book is, generally reasonable. So you can put that information in there, and Donna, if you scroll down just a little bit, hit request there, and that will be emailed to you. Okay, so if we want a copy of the physical book, we can hit request there. Now we've got pickup location, and you've got quite a lot to scroll through there, but if you go down, you've got home address. So for a lot of you, I think if you're studying remotely, we could deliver it to you. If you happen to be on the Wellington campus at the hospital or in town, you can pick it up from there. Okay, so that's the best way to get a book. If you've got any questions, feel free to jump in the chat there and just ask me. Donna, if we click on the left there, virtual bookshelf, just to the left there, this is really handy. So this is other books. If you're interested in this one, these are other books that might be helpful for you, or other material that might be helpful for you. Okay, so Louise Signal has produced a huge amount of material, as I said. So we've got a lot of other material here that might be useful for you if you're interested in her work. Okay. Now you can email this reference to yourself if you like. So you're just getting the citation emailed. If you want to keep a record or just remember what you're looking at, you can email that to yourself. So Donna, if you click email, please. And then you can email it to yourself, and so you put your own address in there and then click send. Okay. So Donna, if you could go back to the results list, please. The borrowing period we have is generally 12 weeks, unless somebody else needs the book or book or material, in which case it'll be recalled. So, but generally 3 months for you. So Donna, if you could go back to results there again. Now, if we scroll down, if there's a journal article, often, but not always, you can get full text through this way. So let's have a look at this. Yep, this journal, any journal article, Donna, thank you. If you click on that one there, family-based intervention. And in a moment, so if we scroll down here, this one gives us access to the PDF. So that's quite straightforward. So you just click on that PDF and you can download it and read it at your leisure. Okay. Does anyone have any questions on that at the moment? Feel free to pop it in the chat if you do. Okay. In the meantime, Donna, if you wouldn't mind going back to the front page there, please. We're back to our results. So there's quite a lot of really useful information here. I think I've covered about everything there. Donna, can you think of anything else I've left out?
No, that's fine. Thanks.
Right.
Thanks,
Okay.
Anna.
Thanks, everyone.
Just in terms of getting books sent to you, you will get a courier label included with the book, so it's free of charge to send them back to the library. So important library tools to know about. This is just to wrap up the session. Keshu, which is the library catalogue, which Anna's just demonstrated. Google Scholar, quick and easy way to find scholarly information. It's and Scopus, which is a large multidisciplinary database which covers a wide range of subject areas, and we are going to cover those in the searching for information session next week. But if you're not familiar with Google Scholar, it is different from Google. It's been around for about 20 years now, and it's designed to be a really quick and easy way to find scholarly information. It's free to use, but we do have a link on the library database page. Really importantly, do apply date limits if you are using it, because this is something conveners have highlighted, as I mentioned before, about students using dated information. So the types of things we can help with. So locating a specific item that you're struggling to find, please don't pay for any articles. Probably 90% of the time we have access to it and we can provide it to you free of charge. If we don't have it, then we can usually get it from another source relatively quickly. In fact, usually it's within 2 or 3 working days. Help with referencing, that's probably our number one query actually in terms of postgrad students. Help searching for information. So if you're working on an assignment, you need help locating information, then just get in touch with us. And help developing a search strategy. And by that I mean help with the words that you enter, the database or source that you're searching, advice on the databases to search. This is probably more for students who might have to do more of a formal literature review and provide search strategies as part of an assessment. There's not very many, but I do know there are students doing research papers. Just in terms of our availability, we're generally available 8:30 to 5 weekdays. If you email us, say, outside that time during the weekend, we're generally very responsive. You'll hear from us on the Monday, or if it's in the evening, it'll be the following weekday. We can help via email, Zoom consultations, or quick Zoom calls. Or if you're actually living in Wellington, we can meet you face to face, which is always really nice. Just in terms of contacting us, on the library webpage, we've got just beneath Keshu, actually, there's a number of links to databases. We've got a whole range of library guides and videos, but library contacts are just here. That's the main library email. It's library.uow@otago.ac.nz, and that's monitored throughout the day. Or if you click on library contacts, you'll come to our personal contact details just there. And just a reminder of the postgraduate Zoom session. So next week we've got on Wednesday, the 13th of March, we've got searching for information. So that starts at 7. So that will cover locating the best evidence for your assignments, basically. Thursday, the 14th of March. Now I was going to run these as 2 separate sessions, but there's actually quite an overlap. So just note there is a slight change. So we will still start at 7, but rather than have 2 separate sessions on APA in Vancouver, we're going to do it as 1 session. And I've just allowed a little bit of extra time because often there's a lot of questions with the referencing session. So yeah, and I will send communications out to students and conveners about that, but that's about sort of the basics of referencing, key elements of APA or Vancouver, common referencing mistakes that students make and how to overcome them. Obviously these are not going to be run as separate sessions. So you're welcome to attend, and that this applies to either session. Just come for as long as you can, or we definitely will be recording them. So just in terms of, as I said, just get in touch with us if you need any assistance, library.uow@otago.ac.nz, and that's myself and Anna's contact information. So I'll just stop share. So thank you very much for attending or watching the recording, everybody. And I think, yeah, we finished just before.
Yep. And no questions in chat, Donna. So
cool. Okay, thank you very much.
Feel free.